is the Denver Broncos. I know you two, specifically you, Harry, are very high on Denver and their chances this year. But are you as high as our teammate and colleague Mike Tannenbaum, who thinks the sky's the limit for them? Here's what Mike T, our ESPN NFL front office insider, had to say on First Take about the Broncos ceiling.
Super Bowl, and you just look at both sides of the ball. You know, we talked about Caleb Williams before.
What?
Bo Nix played really good football. He's going to get better, take another step. That offense is going to be extremely efficient.
Oh, no.
But if you look, Bo does know. But you look at the other side of the ball, guys, that is a championship defense. You're talking about Zach Allen, Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, and then they went out and added two guys from San Francisco, Dre Greenlaw and Taloa Hufunga. They took Jahdae Barron in the first round. That's a championship defense, and I think an efficient offense.
All right. Let's let you take this one, Harry, because I know you're very, very high in the Denver Broncos. But do you think we could be talking Super Bowl?
Well, speaking of high, I am not high like Mike Tannenbaum was by saying Super Bowl. I would even give the Denver Broncos an AFC Championship game, and that's it if everything goes right. When you look at this offense, there were two glaring holes: the tight end position and the running back position. They went and got Evan Ingram, who had a solid year 2 years ago for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a very athletic tight end. Look at the history of Sean Payton and athletic tight ends, from Jeremy Shockley to also Jimmy Graham with the New Orleans Saints. So he knows how to utilize those type of players and put those guys in positions to be successful. Then you get to the running back position. They added RJ Harvey from Central Florida and also J.K. Dobbins. What also does Sean Payton do very, very well? He knows how to utilize running backs to the point that where they can have success, extreme success on the football field collectively. He did that when he was in New Orleans as well. Now you look at Bo Nix, the young quarterback. They found their face of the franchise. They found their franchise quarterback. What I was so impressed with Bo Nix about in year one is being able to grasp the Sean Payton system and go out there and execute it. When I seen Bo Nix play at Auburn University, I said to myself, man, he's not going to play on Sundays. But then he transferred to Oregon, and you see the transition, you see the growth. And then what he did from an offensive standpoint, get the football out of his hands quickly, be precise, be decisive in your decision making, and then take your shots when they're there. Well, that's the same type of system that Sean Payton runs. He wants his quarterback to be decisive, know exactly where he's going. If it's not there, throw the football away. But then you have the athleticism to be able to tuck it and run as well. That's the difference between not comparing the two and Drew Brees and Bo Nix, because Drew Brees is in a category of his own when you're talking about the two quarterbacks. But Bo Nix does have that athleticism that if it's not there, the play breaks down. He can utilize his legs and pick up first downs and pick up positive yardage instead of taking negative plays. When I look at this team, it's going to be predicated on this offense.
Bo Nix in Denver. It's really good, and because he's in Denver and not in the NFC East playing the Cowboys and the Giants and the Eagles, Bo Nix's season got a little bit lost. He had the most passing yards. He had the most passing touchdowns. He had the most completions last year in a division that had better defenses than the ones Jaden Daniels faced. Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City. Jesse Minter in the Chargers defense was top 1 or 2 in the league. So he got a little overshadowed, and from week 4 until the end of the regular season, he had 28 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a passer rating over 100. And Sean Payton says in this camp, he looks even better than last year.
If you look at it, you got like these 12 seconds. You get the play, the cadence, the snap count, and then, can you remind the back, hey, you might be the little reminders. He's he's light years further along. He's doing well.
Welcome, Broncos country, to a season that could redefine a franchise. The Denver Broncos, once a laughingstock, are now the NFL's sleeping giant, ready to roar in 2025 after a stunning 10-7 playoff run in 2024. Defying a measly 5-win projection, the Mile High City is electric with hope. Rookie sensation Bo Nix, a quarterback labeled a reach at pick 12, silenced doubters with 3,775 passing yards and 29 touchdowns, 6th in the NFL. But can this young gunslinger, under the genius of Sean Payton, topple the AFC's Titans and chase a Super Bowl? This isn't just a season, it's a reckoning. Buckle up as we dive into the drama, the stats, and the dreams fueling Denver's rise. But before we crown Denver champions, let's zoom in on the man carrying this franchise's hopes, Bo Nix, and a practice moment that sent shockwaves through Broncos country. The pressure cooker of training camp is where legends are forged and where mistakes sting like a Rocky Mountain blizzard. Just days ago, Bo Nix faced a storm of his own making, throwing multiple interceptions against Denver's own ferocious defense, Sean Payton. The mastermind who coached Drew Brees to a Super Bowl didn't flinch. With a smirk, he jabbed, "We're charting picks here like hurricanes. He's doing fine." A shot at the media, a challenge to his QB, or Payton's way of saying, "This kid's got ice in his veins." Last season, Nix threw 12 interceptions but countered with 29 touchdowns, a rookie record for efficiency in Payton's system, facing a defense that led the NFL with 63 sacks in 2024 and ranked third in points allowed at 17, 8 per game. These picks are a brutal but necessary lesson. This is no ordinary unit. It's a championship-caliber juggernaut, and Nix is being sharpened in its fire. Nix's growing pains are real, but his ceiling is limitless. How is this young star handling the weight of a city's expectations? Let's dive into the heart of Denver's franchise quarterback. Bo Nix isn't just a quarterback, he's the pulse of a franchise starving for glory. In 2024, he torched defenses for 3,775 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and added 430 rushing yards with 4 scores, proving he's no pocket statue. The expectations are higher, but we like that, Nix told NFL Network, his voice dripping with defiance. That means you're a good football team. His 67-yard bomb against Cincinnati, the NFL's longest pass last season, showcased an arm that can rewrite record books. His 92 carries for 430 yards added a dual-threat edge that Drew Brees never had, drawing gasps from teammates like Pat Certain II, who said, "Bo's gonna make a lot of noise this year." From Week 4 to the season's end, Nix posted 28 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a passer rating over 100, outshining even Patrick Mahomes in clutch moments. In a division with Kansas City's Steve Spagnuolo and the Chargers' top-ranked defense, Nix's poise is Denver's X-factor. This is no ordinary QB. This is a star ready to explode. Nix's star is rising, but it's Sean Payton's fiery passion that's setting Denver ablaze. What's got this legendary coach so obsessed with his QB? Let's unpack the love affair shaking the NFL. Sean Payton doesn't just coach, he builds dynasties. The man who led Drew Brees to a Super Bowl in 2009 is now all in on Bo Nix, and his passion is pure fire. NFL insider Diana Russini dropped a bombshell. Payton left her a voicemail that simply said, "I love my Q." This isn't coach speak, it's a Hall of Famer betting his legacy on a 25-year-old gunslinger. Payton predicts Nix will be a top 4 or 5 QB in the NFL by 2027. And the stats back him up. Nix is 66, 3% completion rate, 7 yards per attempt, and low sack rate scream efficiency in Payton's system. In 2024, he had 2 300-yard, 4 touchdown games with a 140-plus passer rating, a rookie record. He's light years ahead, Payton raved, noting Nix's mastery of the cadence and play calls. This is no rebuild, it's a revolution. And Payton's crafting a masterpiece with Nix as the cornerstone. Payton's love for Nix is electric. But was the young QB robbed of a major award in 2024? Let's dive into the controversy that's still sparking debates. The 2024 Offensive Rookie of the Year race was a battle for the ages, and Washington's Jaden Daniels stole the crown with a dazzling NFC Championship run. But hold the phone, Diana Russini says Bo Nix could have swiped that award. And the numbers don't lie. Nix threw for 3,775 yards and 29 touchdowns, outpacing Daniels' 3,568 yards and 25 scores. He took fewer sacks, a critical edge in Payton's no-nonsense system, and matched Daniels' clutch plays with 430 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. He threw for more yards, more touchdowns, less sacks, Russini argued, her voice thick with conviction. Daniels' 891 rushing yards and a deeper playoff run tipped the scales, but Nix's case, backed by a 10-7 record and a defense that led the NFL with 63 sacks, is undeniable. This isn't just about awards, it's about a quarterback proving he's the future of a franchise. Nix may have missed the award, but the Broncos' sights are set higher, a Super Bowl. Can this stacked roster make it happen? Let's break down their championship blueprint. The Denver Broncos aren't chasing playoffs, they're hunting the Lombardi Trophy. Sean Payton, who's coached 6 Super Bowl-caliber teams, calls this his 7th, and the roster screams contender The defense, a 2024 juggernaut, ranked first in red zone defense, second in touchdowns allowed, and fifth in rushing yards allowed at 103 per game. Additions like Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, and rookie Jahdae Barron joined Defensive Player of the Year Pat Certain too, creating a secondary that's the NFL's nightmare. With 63 sacks in 2024, this unit is a quarterback's worst enemy. On offense, a top 5 offensive line protects Nix, while Evan Engram and rookie R.J. Harvey, who racked up 22 college touchdowns, fix holes at tight end and running back. A projected 11-6 record includes wins over Tennessee, Indianapolis, the Jets, Giants, Dallas, the Raiders, Green Bay, Jacksonville, and a split with the Chargers. In the brutal AFC West, with Mahomes' Chiefs and Harbaugh's Chargers, Denver's a second-tier contender, but Peyton Manning says, "The belief is there, the pieces are in place." But it all hinges on Bo Nix. Avoiding a sophomore slump, can he rise to the challenge? Let's deliver the final verdict on Denver's 2025 fate. The Denver Broncos stand at a crossroads, teetering between greatness and collapse. Bo Nix, with 29 touchdowns and a rookie record efficiency, has the tools to be a top 10 quarterback, drawing Jared Goff comparisons, but the ghost of C.J. Stroud's 2024 regression haunts every second-year QB. Nix's edge, Sean Payton's system, a top-tier offensive line, and a defense that's a quarterback-killing machine. He's going to be one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks, Payton declared, his words dripping with defiance. In a stacked AFC West, with Mahomes' Chiefs winning 15 games in 2024 and Harbaugh's Chargers lurking at 11-6, Denver's 11-6 projection feels like a battle cry. The Week 13 clash with Jaden Daniels' Commanders, post-bye, could be a defining moment. With Denver's defense poised to feast, this is no pipe dream. Nix's arm, legs, and grit make him a weapon. Broncos country, this is your moment. Will Nix deliver? The answer kicks off in Week 1. That's the story of the 2025 Denver Broncos, a team on the brink of immortality. Stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and join us as we track their quest for glory.